kids cardiac. Catch me in the muni where the party at. Dog pound, turn up with the elf up on my starter cap. Brought him back, boy, we from the land and we proud of that. Louder man, front to the back, here we go, I got him shouting that. Here we go, brownies. Here we go. Here we go, brownies. Here we go, brownies. Here we go, brownies. Let's go. Game on the line, Joe Thomas, I promise. Jim Brown running through opponents, how I got this. I return like Josh Cripps. Paying for the mini, got the dog pound jumping. Here we go, brownies. Here we go. Here we go, brownies. Here we go, brownies. Stand up. Here we go, brownies. Let's go.
Cleveland! This is for you! This is for you!
Mr. Heroes turning 60. We're proud to have served your favorite cravings for 60 years in celebrating what we do best. Thanks, Ohio.
I crave a hero.
My favorite hero.
Hey, Ray, who sings that?
I have no idea.
Well, let's keep it that way. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Here We Go Brownies podcast. Ray, Allie's traveling the country again this week. I think she's out in San Diego, so she's not able to make this show, but she'll be back this upcoming Wednesday for the big show. Browns fall short 21-17 in London. A lot of Browns fans were over there. Larry was over there. Lots of our friends were over there, as you know. Manny, so many names to mention. Don't want to forget anybody, but of course, we had so many friends. And But I feel a little disappointed for the fans that went over there because it was a very entertaining game. And I feel like this game was very winnable at multiple times in this football game. But again, the Cleveland Browns fell short. By the way, I think the Vikings are 6-0 all time now in international games. So maybe they should play there all the time. 21-17 was the final. Ray, let's just get into it. Dillon Gabriel's debut as a rookie quarterback. First time as anytime a rookie quarterback has debuted internationally. He looked pretty damn good under duress of an offensive line that continues to still not give quarterbacks, no matter who's behind center, a lot of time to throw or make decisions. Take it away, Ray.
Well, hey, as far as Dillon goes, I have to say it. I was pleasantly surprised. He didn't lose us the game. Obviously, he can stand for improvement, but he's a rookie and it was his first game. So I'll just say he didn't lose us the game, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, 19-33, 190 yards, average 5.8 yards per carry. Well, that's if you do that twice, that's a first down. 2 interceptions, QBR 38 rating. But anyway, long story short, he held his own, I guess, in this Cleveland game. Defense played really well at times. And I'm going to say at times because I really felt like that fourth quarter kind of got away. And then, of course, Quinshon Judkins, 23 carries, 110 yards. I mean, a really good – I feel bad for running backs that have really good days and then don't get their due in a win like this because and I'm going to ask you a question. There was a moment where Mary Kay commented, and you probably saw this. He's like ramming, just pound. And then all of a sudden, late in the second quarter, he's not on the field, and it's Jerome Ford. And then coming into the third is Jerome Ford. And then all of a sudden, Quinshon's back out there. What do you think was going on there? Just curious, because everybody in the room was like, where's Quinshon Judkins?
I'm guessing. I mean, of course I don't know, but I'm guessing he may have had some type of injury, slight pull, something going on that he needed to work out. I can't imagine what else it could have been. That's my guess.
Well, he was standing right next to the coach, and typically if you're standing right next to the coach, there's a reason for that, not because That's what Mary Kay was reporting. He was standing right next to the coach. The one thing that I took away from it, back to the offensive line, I feel like maybe Jerome Ford was in there to give him a little more protection as a run blocker. That was one thing. I was like, okay, well, Jerome Ford's a little bit bigger back, and maybe he can be a better blocker in that game for someone like Dillon. So that was one thing that was kind of going through my head, and maybe Stefanski saw something on the field that warranted giving that kind of look, I guess. That was just kind of my thoughts. But
yeah, but here's the thing, though. When you take Judkins out, it kind of takes away from our running game, because we know, Ford is basically a pass blocker. So you put him in the game, and pass blockers in there, they're going to start throwing the ball.
Yeah, I don't know. It just was a little weird to me, just looking at all the looking at everything. It just was a little, I don't know. It was just weird. I couldn't figure out why he would because he was doing so well. That was kind of more my issue in the game, just because he was playing so well. And then I'm like, well, where is he at? Like, why isn't he out there? What's going on? So I don't know. That was just kind of my take on it. Jerry Jeudy kind of I don't know where Jerry Jeudy went today. That was one thing that stood out to me today. Obviously, David Njoku had a day, leaping over, making some really great plays, getting that touchdown. Anything particularly stand out to you, Ray, on the offense? Like any of the guys that performed today specifically?
Yeah, we need an offensive line in the worst way. But other than that, and that's the obvious. One of the obvious issues on the offense. I just wish we had. How can I say this and be nice? I guess I can't. I just wish we had a better play caller, somebody that could mix. Too many times in the red zone, and it's like everybody on TV, everybody in the stadium knows what we're doing. So if we know at home and everybody in the stadium knows, guess what? The defense knows what we're doing too. So, we were down there too many times not to come away with more points. That's all. I don't know any easier way to say that.
Yeah, Isaiah Bond at times looked really good today. He had 2 receptions, 29 yards, averaging 14.5 yards per carry. That kind of stood out to me. Harold Fannin Jr. had some good plays. It kind of felt like, to me, Dillon really, to me, because of the offensive line and some of the issues that we're having there, I just kind of feel like there was just some things that just had to be corrected. Like we had to be quicker on the offense going out there. And so for me, what I saw specifically was an offense that really got going and humming. And I think there was one play, I don't know if you saw this, but Dillon Gabriel was already out from behind the offensive line and turned around, looked at Njoku like, hey, you better catch this. And it was like David was a half step off, and it wasn't Dillon Gabriel. It was like, dude, I'm here. Where you at? And I just felt like this offensive line, he's going to have to roll out more. And I think we got a quarterback here for at least another month, maybe more, based on what I saw today. Anybody stand out specifically, other than obviously I brought up David Njoku, but anybody else? Obviously, we talked about Quinshon Judkins and what he did today. I think he leads all NFL rookie running backs with the most yards. And by the way, let's not forget, didn't he not play for 2 weeks? Was it 2 weeks he didn't play, or at least 1 week? I know. So you got to take one off the board even because he didn't even play that first game. Yeah, he didn't play in the Bengals game, right?
Well, hey, Fanning looked good. Sampson, in the limited time we've seen him, he looked good. The offense. Once we get a line, but even here's the thing, and this is just opinion based. In close games, Stefanski is going to get out coached. That's the bottom line. Anytime we get in a close game, Stefanski is going to get out coached. I'm sorry. Until I see otherwise, change my mind. Anyway, changed my mind.
Well, why do you feel that, I guess? Like, why do you feel like – because I think, for me, there's games where I don't think he gets out-coached. Elaborate a little bit.
No. That's not what I said. I said in close games.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I've seen close game where he's been the opposite. So I'm not – for the sake of podcasting, I've seen the other way where he's actually outsmarted the other. I'm just curious. Because I will agree. We'll get into that in a minute about the last 3 minutes of this football game. That's definitely.
Here's the thing. If we would have a first down and the defense isn't even on the field again because we run the clock out. He gave up all those. He used all the time. I mean, it was, dude. It's to me, it's blatant. What was that? It's the timeouts, the play calling in the red zone. Those two in itself. I mean, and then wait. Oh. Now I can't put this on him. Just way too many. You know how many yards we would have had if we could have eliminated those penalties? We just too many penalties in opportune times. I mean, Judkins would have had probably over 20 yards if we dress up those penalties.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with that. I'll give you that. Quick shout out to some of our sponsors today. Primetime Sports, guys. Let's talk about Primetime Sports real quick. First and foremost, October 14th, Quinshon Judkins and Kevin Mack will both be there. So that'll be exciting for us to go see him on Tuesday. That's Tuesday, October 4th, primetime at the Great Northern Mall. Speaking of primetime, guys, check out the auctions. We got about 3 auctions that are about to end. Speaking of that, we got a Quinshon Judkins jersey, framed, ready to go, signed, certified. We also got Clay Matthews, and we got Hall of Famer Ozzie Newsome out there. So we got 3 jerseys, all and one's framed. Those auctions are going to close at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, Cleveland, for those jerseys. Another shout out to our friends over at Stadium Mustard. If you don't have it in your kitchen, if you don't have it in your home or camping or wherever, or if you don't have it in your establishment where you watch Browns games, or you're just across the country and you can't get it, go get it. StadiumMustard.com. They'll ship it directly to your house. StadiumMustard.com. Some of our other shout outs. I want to give a big shout out to Lady Caroline. We have a big cruise coming. Big cruise, guys. Big cruise. October 18th, 12 to 2. We're going to go out on Lake Erie. That's right. Lake Erie for 2 hours. Use the code Brownies, all caps. Brownies, all caps. And for 2 people, it's like $90. You get to see Ray. I mean, who doesn't want to see Ray? But Greg Pruitt, 5-time Pro Bowl or Super Bowl winner, Greg Pruitt, Ben Davis are going to be joining us on that boat. We got a DJ. We got Yacht Rock. Ray, we got ribs. They're going to do some ribs, like a tailgate style. Lots of giveaways. Todd Blocker's even coming up all the way from Dayton, Ohio. I mean, we haven't, got to give Todd Blocker a shout out. No, a lot of cool people, a lot of great friends and family. Because guess what, guys? We're 1-4. Can we just not all support each other? Because we're undefeated at tailgating or tailgating on the water. So let's show up. Let's support Lady Caroline. And by the way, our great friends down there at the Greater Cleveland Aquarium, want to give them a quick shout out. They're right down there on the waterfront, right next to the Lady Caroline. But again, October 18th, noon to 2. Obviously, join us there. By the way, another fun giveaway. I feel like it's giveaway central because our fans deserve giveaways when we suck. So Crystal John Tony at eXp Realty and the Here We Go Brownie Show are giving you 2 tickets to that cruise for free. That's right, 2 tickets for that cruise for free and 2 tickets to the Miami Dolphins game. How about that? There you go. You get tickets to the game. You get to go to the cruise on Saturday. It's Saturday and Sunday fun day. Hopefully we can win a game. You never know, but hey, we're at home. We might have a shot. By the way, let's talk about some scores. Did you see who lost again today? By the way, we got 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Lions are up 35-24 on the Bungles. So things we like to see. Let's look at some other scores here, Ray. Where are we at on the score?
I believe Baltimore lost too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to find out. What happened to the Baltimore Ravens? Can I just I mean, my God, like, can we just talk about the Baltimore Ravens for a second? They're 1-4, my friend. I mean, your Bengals are going to go to 2-3. The Browns are 1-4. I mean, yeah, the Ravens. The Ravens. I'm just trying to see here. Oh, again, they lost by 17 points. I mean, now the Chiefs are the Chiefs. We knew they'd get humming because they are the Chiefs and they have the greatest quarterback in the NFL as their Superman. So that always kind of helps, right? But 20-37, that defense getting exploited, right? 20-37. What do you make of that? Like that just, I don't think I don't think that coach is on the hot seat, but I mean, did you see that on your bingo card? Ravens 1-4 to start the season? I didn't.
Well, just talking about the Kansas City game, he got all his weapons back. Well, not all of them, but when they were losing at the beginning of the year, pretty much all of his wideouts were sitting out hurt. So I think he got 2 or 3 of them back. But yeah, I mean, who would have thought the Ravens? I mean, I thought the Ravens was going to run away with our division.
I did too.
But it's like if you watch film long enough, you can exploit anything. And I think they finally figured out how to keep Lamar in check. And once you check him, I mean, you got what, big boy in the backfield and what, 1 or 2 receivers. But
right.
Lamar was the main piece. He was the straw that stirred the drink, and it looked like it looked like they done. It looked like they done.
The straw that's, I don't know. That just made me laugh. The straw that
stirred the drink.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard that. That's pretty funny.
Really? Oh yeah, that's kind of old. But yeah, I mean, it seems like defensive coordinators have figured Lamar out. It's kind of like if you watch that Ohio State game, not yesterday, but the one last week where they rushed but they contained. They never. Right. And they made sure that because Washington's quarterback he was the straw that stirred that offense, and Ohio State kept him in check. And it looks like defensive coordinators are doing pretty much the same thing with Lamar.
Yeah, let's go around the league. Titans got to win, Ray. That just happened. Titans got to win over the Cardinals out in the desert. So that's an interesting game.
Hey, what did the Raiders do with that generational talented guy out there? I can't remember what the Raiders did.
Okay, you're Ray. I know what you're doing. Ray. They got their ass handed to them, Ray. Ray. You know what happened, Ray. So stop. Well, you know what? I say go to the tape. Let's see what I'm just curious. Ashton Genty got
62 yards.
67 yards. That's
7 yards.
14 carries, 67 yards. So again, he had 140 the week before. So he's still averaging 100 yards a game, kind of leading over that.
For me lately, dun, 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 ooh, what have you done for me lately?
Okay. By the way, I don't know. By the way, guys, I don't know where the show has gone, but Ray's in a mood. By the way, to go over some more scores here, we've got the Buccaneers, Browns. Anything else kind of surprise you? Let's see. We got Titans, Commanders. Commanders pretty commanding over, no pun intended, over the Chargers, 27-10. Pretty dominant win.
I think the Cowboys won too, and I believe the Eagles won as well.
Yeah, they beat the Jets. Let's just call it for what it is. I'm just going to look at some quick scores here so we can give some people some updates around the league. I don't think the Jets are really good. I mean, if we're just being completely honest. So obviously, now it's 37-24 with $1:50 left. I think the Lions are going to take that one. 37-22. Now the Jets came back and tried to make that a game. It was 30. I think it was 30 something to 6 in that game, by the way. Tonight we got the Patriots and Bills. That's going to be something. Let's see here. Let's see if there's any scores. Wow, here's one. Ray. Saints, my boy Kellen Moore got his first win as a head coach, 26-14 over the, Dart kind of had that kind of, we talk about, good game and then kind of settle down game. Raiders, you just talked about. Panthers, I think there's a coach that's on the hot seat, 27-24 over the Dolphins. Broncos over the Eagles. Let's talk about that.
What?
Broncos over the Eagles, 21-17. What do you think of that?
They must have came back because I was watching that game. It was the Eagles were up 17, whatever. It must have been 17-14.
Yeah. So Broncos had 5 sacks on the day, by the way. So
is that game over?
That game is went final. Yes, 21-17. Obviously the Texans, they just demolished the Ravens. Sorry, I had the scores messed up, by the way. I was talking about the Chiefs beating the Ravens. That was wrong, by the way, so I apologize for you guys. Titans squeak out over that. Buccaneers now went final 38-35, and it looks like this might be a final 37-24 Lions. Patriots, Bills tonight. I think we all know how that's going to go. Sorry, I apologize to our listeners. I had Chiefs Ravens. That was from last week. Patriots Bills tonight. That'll be kicking off in just under an hour. And then tomorrow night, it's the Chiefs at the Jaguars. I think we all feel like the Jaguars are going to be able to not win that game probably against the Chiefs. So some surprises around the NFL today, but some not. So, all right, 800-pound gorilla in the room. What the hell happened from coaching in the last 3 minutes of that football game? Let's get into it, Ray.
I stated it earlier in the show that close games, Stefanski, he's going to figure out a way to lose. And I think part of the issue with those 3 minutes left that you're talking about, why is he calling the timeouts? I mean, we're up. Let the clock run.
Right.
So I don't.
He had all the timeouts. And I just don't know what we were doing there. Now, I will tell you this.
Wait a minute. Not only don't we know what he was doing, he don't know what he was doing. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. But I feel like he let a lot of time run off that clock because I do feel this, even though they did go down and score with 25, 30 seconds left, somewhere in that range, the fact that Dillon was able to get to the 50-yard line and the coach for the Vikings called a timeout and gave us one more shot because he did throw it down into the end zone. I just feel if Dillon maybe had another 30 or 45 seconds, he could have been – they would be building a statue down here by the lake for Dillon Gabriel for a Hail Mary to win the game. I just don't – the clock management was just puzzling to me.
Wait a minute. That's new to you? Because it's always puzzling. All close game is always it's going to be clock management or something. Always. It always is. Yeah.
It was tough. Quick shout out to our friends over at Lake Erie Distillery. You'll be able to try some of those wonderful samples on that boat trip October 18th. Larry Lorello, I know you're coming home. Lorello Vineyards, a thank you to our sponsors. At Lorello Vineyards. They'll be on the boat. And then, of course, the official Here We Go Brownies beer, the Here We Go Brownie Brown Ale that you can get at Southern Tier Brewing, by the way. Check those guys out. Again, Crystal John Tony at eXp Realty. And then, of course, our friends over at We Bleed Ohio that make our wonderful swag T-shirts, or T-shirts and hoodies. You can pick those up. And by the way, he has a lot of cool shirts that he drops because he's actually a designer and makes those shirts custom. That's at We Bleed Ohio. Support those local businesses that are so important. Ray, anything you want to get into Game-wise, Jack Conklin was back in the game this week, so we know that wasn't obviously a long-term issue for him at the offensive line position. Anything, we're 1-4, Ray, and I gotta say, I really feel like this is a football team that more than likely should be 3-2, or maybe 2-3. And what I mean by that is we still won against the Packers. I think about a missed kick against the Bengals and some misfortunes there. And then this game today was really ours to win. We could be talking about a 3-2 or 2-3 football team going into
Steeler week.
Pittsburgh into Steeler week, where we have a shot. But you have a team now that's 2-3. You have a team that's 1-4. Ray, where the hell does the Cleveland Browns go from here? They're 1-4. You are what you are, right? They say you are what your record is. I do feel like there's a better team hidden in that record. I do, because Ray, I'm sorry, but I've watched a lot of crappy Browns football in the last 30 years. And then I've seen some really good moments of good Browns football. And I feel like there's some Browns football that's pretty good on the defense here. And I feel like there's some good rookies on offense. Where the hell do the Browns go from here at 1-4?
Well, okay, remember, we played the Vikings had the number 2 defense, number 3 defense?
Yeah.
We played some really – Detroit had the number 2? So we played some really great everybody's not going to have that top 5 defense. So I think once the schedule gets –
the Packers had a really good defense too. So you got Packers, Lions. We went up against some of the best
Right. So I just think the easier part of the schedule, the team. Well, I think the bigger issue, Dillon, to get his timing, because his timing isn't quite there, but you can't expect his timing to be perfect first game out. So his timing with his receivers and his backs is only going to get better, and hopefully we don't keep playing a top 5 defense every week. So that's going to happen. So,
I mean, he threw two touchdowns and no interceptions. He was the game. I mean, he didn't wow me today at times, but he was a game manager, and he took the lead, and he allowed your defense to win the football game for you. I mean, that's all you can ask from your quarterback, right? At the end of the day.
Well, in this case, the coach could have won that game. 1 first down, the game is over. The defense never comes back out. That's all we did. 1 first down, but it didn't happen. So, and see, that's the part. Is Stefanski going to become a better play caller? I mean, this is year 5, year 6. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Joe joining us on YouTube says, rest of the division not too great right now, so it's not over yet. I agree. If the Browns can start reeling off some wins, get to 500, and figure something out down the stretch, I do agree. I do think there are things called must wins. I do think the Browns need to kind of recoup here. It's Steeler week. I think the Steelers game is kind of a must win because that is a division game. You got to get to 2-4, and then you're going to get the Ravens at home later on this year. You're going to have to travel to Cincinnati. That game is way late. It may not matter to them. It may matter to us. Who knows? I think Browning had 3 interceptions today, their quarterback. So, again, Burrow should be back in a month. Oh, no, he's out 3 months. Never mind. That's not good for them. So, I don't know. This division's wide open. But the one saving grace is the fact that the Ravens are 1-4. I mean, I truly believe the Steelers are not as good as their record, and I don't think the Browns are as bad as their record, if that kind of makes sense to you, Ray, where I'm going with
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. Hey, let me interject this. Is Jerkins' play easing the pain of losing Nick Chubb a little bit? Because I'm going to say yes. I got my hand up, yes.
Oh, Quinshon Judkins' play? Well, if you notice today, the Dillon Sampson-Judkins 1-2 punch, what they're trying to do is emulate Kareem Hunt
Right.
2.0, right? Which, by the way, it makes, we all question why they took 2 running backs, but they're trying to go back to what made us successful, 21, 22, when those 2 guys were just the bell cow for the Browns offense. And it kind of looked like that for most of this game. That's what Stefanski was going back to is if my running back's going to keep pounding the ball and getting me chunk plays like this, I'm going to keep going back to him.
Right.
All right. Well, Ray, just like that, we got a show. It's done. Anything you want to? Anything else you want to say to anybody out there?
No, just make sure you stay tuned on Thursday night, 7 o'clock.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Super Fanatics Podcast. Be there or be square.
That's right, Ray. And join Ray and I and all the gang October 18th on the boat as we cruise around Lake Erie and try to keep our fandom alive. Undefeated at tailgating, undefeated at the lake, not undefeated on the field, unfortunately. And with that, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and as we always say, go Browns.
Go Browns.